Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. DTC P0461 refers to a problem detected in the fuel level sensor circuit, specifically indicating a range or performance issue. This diagnostic trouble code, DTC, is critical for understanding fuel level accuracy displayed on your dashboard. The affected component is the fuel gauge sending unit, which is responsible for measuring the fuel level in the tank and sending that information to the gauge control module. The fuel gauge sending unit is typically located within the fuel tank, making it a crucial piece of equipment for monitoring fuel levels. When the vehicle's onboard diagnostic system identifies an issue with this sensor, it triggers the DTC, alerting the driver to potential fuel level measurement inaccuracies. It's important to note that troubleshooting this DTC will involve comprehensive diagnostic procedures, which include driving the vehicle without refueling for a significant distance, approximately 200 kilometers or 124 miles, as part of the testing. Preventive maintenance is critical to ensure the fuel level sensor system operates without issues. Regular inspections of the fuel gauge sending unit and associated electrical connections can help prevent DTC P0461 from occurring in the future. Look for corrosion, loose wires, or damaged components that may affect sensor performance. Keeping the fuel system clean and free from contaminants also contributes to preventing early failure of the sending unit. It is advisable to inspect the fuel tank during routine maintenance, particularly if the vehicle has been through adverse weather or rough road conditions. Adhering to a careful maintenance schedule can facilitate early detection of issues before they lead to significant problems or part failures. In conclusion, understanding DTC P0461 is crucial for effectively managing the fuel level sensor's performance in Honda Accord models from 2012 to 2017. This diagnostic trouble code not only indicates specific issues with the fuel gauge sending unit, but also implies potential risks related to inaccurate fuel readings. Key components that need to be monitored include the fuel gauge sending unit and the gauge control module. Proper troubleshooting can avert complications, leading to a clearer understanding of the vehicle's fuel status. Additionally, engaging in preventive measures, such as routine inspections and maintenance, can significantly enhance the reliability of the fuel measurement system. Following these guidelines will result in improved vehicle performance and a safer driving experience. The primary component affected by DTC P0461 is the fuel gauge sending unit, a vital part of the fuel system. This sending unit is effectively a float mechanism that rises and falls with the fuel level in the tank, allowing it to send corresponding signals to the gauge control module. The gauge control module interprets these signals and displays the fuel level on the dashboard gauge. Consequently, any failure or performance issue in the sending unit can lead to incorrect fuel level readings. This component is situated inside the fuel tank, making it less accessible for inspection and repair. If the sending unit fails to perform correctly, the entire fuel level monitoring system can malfunction, impacting the driver's ability to accurately gauge how much fuel is remaining. There are several potential causes for the DTC P0461 to be triggered. One common reason could be the faulty fuel gauge sending unit itself, which might not send accurate data due to wear or malfunction over time. Another significant cause can be poor electrical connections. It's essential to check connections and wiring associated with the sending unit. Corrosion, dirt, or other contaminants in the electrical system can disrupt the signal. Additionally, loose terminals can create inconsistencies in communication between the fuel gauge sending unit and the gauge control module, leading to inaccurate readings or failure to report the fuel level. These factors collectively require thorough checking to determine the root cause and ensure that the fuel level monitoring system operates reliably. Symptoms indicative of DTC P0461 are generally related to fuel level readings and the functionality of the fuel gauge. One key symptom is inaccurate fuel gauge readings, where the gauge may display incorrect fuel levels, either overestimating or underestimating the amount of fuel present. Drivers may also experience issues with the fuel warning light, which may illuminate erroneously or fail to activate when the fuel level runs low. These symptoms can lead to potentially running out of fuel unexpectedly, which poses a risk of engine performance problems or stalling. Furthermore, when the fuel level is not accurately reported, it can negatively impact driving convenience, leading to frustrations during operation. Being aware of these symptoms can help in taking early corrective measures. The first troubleshooting step for DTC P0461 involves testing the fuel gauge sending unit's performance. This involves checking whether the sending unit is functioning correctly. You should use a multimeter or a specialized diagnostic tool to evaluate the sending unit's electrical output. If the sending unit is operating within specified parameters and appears functional, that indicates it may not be the source of the problem, and further steps need to be conducted to check electrical connections. However, if the sending unit is indeed found faulty or does not perform well, it will require replacement to resolve the DTC and restore proper fuel gauge functionality. This step is pivotal in identifying whether the issue is with the sending unit or another component in the circuit. In the second troubleshooting step for DTC P0461, focus shifts to examining the connections and terminals linked to the fuel gauge sending unit and the gauge control module. Poor connections or corrosion can hamper the electrical signals required for accurate fuel level transmission. Visually inspect all wiring and connectors for signs of wear, damage, or loose terminals. These connections are critical as they facilitate communication between the sending unit and the gauge control module. If any irregularity is found, repairs or cleaning may rectify the issue. Ensuring that these connections are secure and corrosion-free is essential for the proper operation of the fuel gauge system. If the tests indicate that the fuel gauge sending unit is defective, the third step is to replace it. Begin by ensuring the replacement part is compatible with the Honda Accord model from 2012 to 2017. Once you have the new sending unit, carefully remove it from the fuel tank, taking care to prevent debris from entering the tank. Install the new sending unit and make sure it is properly secured and connected. It is essential to follow manufacturer guidelines for installation to prevent future issues. After replacement, you will need to conduct a repair verification process, confirming the new unit operates as expected. This step is vital to ensure that the correct fuel data is relayed to the gauge control module once again. After replacing or repairing any component related to DTC P0461, verification of the repair is essential. Start by turning the ignition switch to the on position or pressing the engine start-stop button to access the on mode. This activates the onboard diagnostics system. Utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to reset the powertrain control module, PCM. After resetting, it is important to perform the PCM idle learn procedure to help the system recalibrate and adapt to the new component settings. This ensures that the PCM can accurately process the signals from the fuel gauge sending unit. Finally, check for any pending or confirmed DTCs once again, which will indicate whether the problem has been resolved or if further troubleshooting is necessary. In this final repair verification step for DTC P0461, It is crucial to assess if any pending or confirmed DTCs are still present after the repairs. Use the HDS to scan for codes once more. If no pending or confirmed DTCs appear, it indicates that the troubleshooting and repairs have been successful and the fuel level sensor system is functioning correctly. If any DTCs are still present, review the diagnostic steps taken to determine if further action is required. Completing this final verification confirms that the issue has been resolved, ensuring that the vehicle will operate reliably without fuel gauge discrepancies. Proper repair verification minimizes the chances of recurring problems and provides peace of mind to the owner. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.